Hey, guess how long this video is going to be? Probably one of those half-hour fuckeries that I've been doing. Sorry, Mom. Basically, today was the start of classes. Woo! Yay! New semester, new year, new me, whatever. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, I will say that. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be to understand the professor, so praise the Jesus Lord. But she also asked a lot of times if we understood, and luckily there was someone in the class who was like, no. And I never had to say, what's this? So that was good. I felt better. But that's just the accent français. I know that the people at the fac are not going to be as generous with that, or as discussion oriented. But those don't start till Wednesday, so I'm not letting myself worry about it. I have my other two accent français classes tomorrow. One with Carole, and she's the program manager, so I know that'll be fine. And I'm comfortable asking her questions and stuff. So that's gonna be fine. Not worried about that one too much. But then there's the civilisation class, which is basically looking at the culture of the south of France, because just like in America, there are regions of France. Yeah. I happen to be in the south. Surprise. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be taking the expression orale et écrite and the civilisation du Sud classes. It's gonna be fine. I think I met the civilisation class professor today, possibly, I think, but it could be another person. I actually don't know, but if it is him, I'm going to be extremely grateful, because he took us on a tour of Montpellier today, and we got to walk around and learn about the history of Montpellier, and I got to show off my classical knowledge, because I'm just that good. Because we were talking about the columns and neoclassical architecture and Romanesque architecture versus Gothic architecture. I got to show off. It was great. And he plays the piccolo. So he literally started playing the piccolo and walking as we walked around Montpellier, and I was just sitting there like, yes, this is what I want with my life. I just want to hear the piccolo and just walk down the really, really old streets of Montpellier that date back to like the 12th century or something crazy. It's so crazy, it's fun, I love it. But yeah, that's what I did today. We also had our last orientation type thing, and we talked about basically living with the host family and how we're adjusting, because culture shock's a thing. So yeah, we got to talk about what was weird or different and how we were coping with it and what we thought about it and all that stuff. Thing is, I have had the culture shock talk way too many times for it to have an effect on me anymore, so I just kind of sat there like, yeah, I mean, this is different and this is different, but really, it's fine. Just kind of deal with it. But I don't know, I guess I'm adaptable. Maybe I'm just one of those people that's just weird and doesn't say, look at this. It's different, it's weird, I don't like it, and I'm just sitting here like, what's wrong with it? Like, we were talking about French paper. Do I have an example? Yes, I do. And they were like, all the notebooks are on these weirdly lined pages, and I think I showed y'all this. But this is French paper, and this is how they take notes. And I definitely showed you this. This is just how you're supposed to write on French paper, with all the lines. But it's different from the US. No shit, it's a different country. I'm sorry. I'm cursing a lot in this video. Really hope my grandmother doesn't see this. This is the problem with putting things on public platforms. Oh well. But yeah, we were talking about that, and they were like, how are you supposed to write on this? And I was just like, oh, it's actually pretty simple. You just do this, 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 and this. You just have like these 5 rules, and you just follow them. And they looked at me like, what? And I'm like, I used Google. It was kind of funny. And they were like, oh, it's still weird. Why can't they just use paper right? And I'm just sitting here like, there's no right way to use paper, you know? That's not. There's no real right way to do anything. It's just trying to do it the most efficiently you can. And really, this paper allows for more uniform handwriting. So you tell me who's doing it right. Because look at this. Each of these is like an 8mm square. This is 8mm apart. This is 8mm apart. All of the bodies of your letters are 2mm in size, like that tiny. And then you have this space to put in your letters, and they have limitations on how tall and short your letters go and how far below the line they go. And you know what? They specifically added these 2 extra lines because these are for descendants on your letters, like the stems and stuff. The loops you're supposed to put under the letters. They specifically put it there so you can mark it. It makes for a lot better handwriting. And you get used to writing on those lines, and you get habituated to it. So you do it on online paper as well. The French have amazing handwriting. It might not be the most legible thing, at least to us, because they use a different alphabet. Or, well, not a different alphabet. They just write it differently. It's a different font. Think of it that way. Which is cool. I think it's cool. Because they write their M's in a really cool way. Let me show you. I tried it out a couple of times. Yeah, that's how they write M's. I think it's cool. But they have different ways of forming their letters. They have different ways of making sure your handwriting stays even. And it will stay even on non-lined paper because you're used to it. I think it's fantastic. I mean, American paper is just, you know, it's just these lines that don't really have any way to help you with your handwriting. And let's just do a comparison of my handwriting. This is what it's like on normal American paper. I think it's not bad. It used to be a lot worse, but then I started doing calligraphy and my handwriting got a hell of a lot better. Do calligraphy, it makes your handwriting better. And then, let's compare it to this. I think it looks better. It's more even. It just is. It's cleaner. It's prettier. I mean, if anything, we're doing paper wrong. But it's 2 different ways of thinking. It's 2 different ways of living. You know, the French will come over here and tell us we're living in the street because you can see into homes in the US. And honestly, I can kind of understand that. Why would you want someone to be able to look into your house and see exactly what you're doing? That's weird. That's a little weird when you think about it. And I mean, little things like that. If you take it outside of your cultural context and say, oh, why do we do that? Kind of makes you think. Like, we typically leave the doors closed. For the French, that's weird. You leave your door, like, cracked open so that people know you can do stuff. You only keep the door closed when you're trying to study or need some quiet or alone time. And it makes you look closed off if you just keep your door closed. So, there's that. And, again, it makes sense. Lots of things do when you stop labeling it as wrong. You know, it's just be open, and allow things to just kind of fall into place. You don't have to control everything. I'm a big proponent of this. You do not have to control everything. It's okay. It is okay. We're not supposed to control everything. I mean, Kung Fu Panda is a great example. They were like, Oogway tells Shifu, you have to let go of the illusion of control. And then Shifu goes on this rant and says, but I have control. And Oogway's sitting there like, oh, I have so much work to do, but I can't do it. He has to do it on his own. We're gonna see how that works out. Control is an illusion. I'm completely with Ugle. You can only control yourself. And if you can control yourself, control your brain, be a little more open, it leads to less conflict. It just does. If you're open, you just say, I've never thought about it that way. Why don't you give me some time to consider it, compare it with what I knew before, and I will get back to you with a new opinion. Don't just say they're wrong. Oh, it drives me nuts. completely neck and butts. Just stop. At least think about it. Use the brain you got in your head, because you have one. It's there to use. Okay, that is my think and stop just labeling things rant, I guess. But yeah, that was today. We were just kind of talking through what that class is going to be about, and it sounds more a grammar-based class instead of like a literary theory type class, which is okay by me, because literary theory makes my head hurt all the time. I love it, but it makes my head hurt. But yeah, basically we're focusing on grammar, and we're just going to be able to get used to a French class. Like, they have different ways to define things, like how to make these things, like the Rambles du Compte. This is basically it's a summary. Like, this is a summary of the main ideas. These are the main ideas and everything you should know. And then there's stuff like how to write an essay, how to write whatever the hell else there is to write, because we have 5 of these things. We have an essay argumentatif, and the French way to do it is to discuss both sides and then in the conclusion give your opinion. Which is not the way the Americans do it. We have a thesis in the beginning. Like right there. This is what I think and I'm going to prove it. And then you prove it, and then you go into the conclusion and say this matters because X, Y, and Z. Or X, Y, and Z if you're one of those European people. And then what are we doing? Commentaire composé. I don't remember what that is, but we talked about it. That was 4. Essay argumentatif, that's 3. What's the second one? Oh, and synthèse de document. Basically, you take a couple of readings and you compare and contrast and say, hey, these are the main ideas of these, and this is why that matters, and you put them together in a document. It's fine. Wait, what's the difference between? Oh, right. Yeah, then we're doing a rendu compte or a resume for the first one. Then there's a 5th one, which is basically a discussion of a book we read, I think. That's more of the essay style I'm used to writing, and in a close reading of a text. Like going line by line. Why did the author choose this word? Why did they use metaphor here instead of personification? Why didn't all that kind of fun stuff that I'm used to. So yeah, that's this kind of class, and we're looking at identity of France and what it means to be French, and what it means to be living in Montpellier, what it means to be someone who lives in the Mediterranean. I mixed the French and the English there. Sorry, Mediterranean. What it means to be European. Fun. And we're gonna have grammar exercises, because grammar is important, even if I absolutely want to throw things at it and kill it and make it die. But yeah, I mean, grammar and I have a hate-love thing, but it's fine. It's fine. I hate it because I make a lot of mistakes with it, but I love it because it makes languages languages. But once you get the outline of the grammar and you figure out how a language works, like I like the puzzle part. Figuring out how a language works and why it works is fun. Then putting it into use is just tedious. I mean, I like knowing that in Latin you have 6 cases and this is all the cases do. And these are all the endings to the cases that you can use, and they have male, female, and neuter. They have neuter gender, which is cool. Because why not, really? Just why not? I mean, Hebrew also does. Fun fact, Hebrew has a neuter one, and they have several different types of male and female kind of agreements. Like Latin, because there are noun and adjective declensions, which are like the type of endings, and they all go in these little places. I think there are like 5 noun declensions, and then 3 for adjectives. Or at least that's all the ones I learned. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. I mean, in Greek there are like 3 times of accents, and you have to say them really differently. That's ancient Greek. Modern Greek isn't as weird, but ancient Greek is just... it's a mess. It's a mess. It's only a mess because I don't know it and or haven't put the puzzle together yet. I want to, but I don't have time to take an ancient Greek class. It's so sad. But yeah. How did I get onto this topic? Okay, this is a sign that Megan needs to go to bed. Basically. When you're too tired to figure out how your conversation went from this place to this place, and you're trying to get at this place, it's time to sleep. Yeah. So I will see y'all tomorrow after my second day of classes, the rest of my accent français classes. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna go to sleep. Yeah. Yep. I'm just gonna sleep. Night, guys.